Welcome back to Unqualified and Uneducated, where we give you our unqualified and uneducated opinions on all things sports, music, movies, anime, anything else that's interesting. Today is back to the old setup. I'm out in Sacramento and Carl is in Clovis. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. I mean, this is like I have one more week of freedom for my final semester. So
That's freaking hype, bro.
yeah, just one more week of the of school of what is this, winter break? Yeah, one more week of winter break. How about you? Are you still on break? Or are you?
Nah, we went back last week, so I've been working this past week.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, before we get started, I want to give a shout out to everyone that has been giving us ratings and reviews on our iTunes. I really appreciate that. That's really helping us, get future listeners. Because if you have I think that's how you get found on iTunes. If you have a high rating and good reviews. So I think we're like at 18 point. I think we're just at 18 5-point ratings, and we have like 10 or 12 reviews on there. So I just want to, I just want to say shout out to all you guys out there for helping us build the brand. This is the beginning, and yeah, just thank you for that.
Yeah, make sure if you're listening for the first time, you go through and give us a rating and all that stuff on iTunes.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, that's how important it is. I jumped on that. But yeah, like what Carl is saying, hook us up.
Yeah, hook us up. We're trying to be found.
Yeah, and I haven't said this in a while, but the main goal is trying to get monetized. So there's actually a lot on today's docket, man. I mean, there's a lot going on out there.
Is full or what?
It's extremely full.
Uh-oh.
It's extremely full because, as everyone should know right now, the NFL playoffs are happening.
Like as we're talking.
As we're speaking, the Chargers? Are they done? The Chargers and the Patriots.
Chargers got smacked.
Yeah, they were done in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So.
And then the Saints are playing the Eagles right now.
All right, who's up in that game?
14-7 Eagles.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eagles are up. Then we had the Rams mollywhopped the Cowboys.
The Rams had like two dudes run for like 300 yards. Cowboys are trash.
I thought I didn't completely fall into like the Cowboys magic that everybody thought that this was the year. Nah, the Cowboys are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they upgraded one position and thought that was going to help them, but they're still just trash.
But they were trying to get the triplets, that whole triplet thing. They're trying to have a running back, a quarterback, and a receiver. That's supposed to.
The problem is they got a good running back for their triplet, but their quarterback, that fool's a C-list star. And then Amari Cooper, to be honest, probably like maybe B-list.
I'm not mad at a B-list Amari Cooper. I mean, he's been in the league long enough that we kind of know who he is at this point.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that average grade right there is a B. You ain't going to Super Bowl with that, bro.
That's facts. You can't go. You ain't going to Super Bowl with a B. That's
especially when I don't even know who they have at tight end because the tight end's so trash.
Hey man, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Those are the only 3 guys I know on their team.
Same, bro. I
really can only list those 3 guys, and I almost forgot that Amari Cooper was on the Cowboys for a minute. Because, like, I remember they were, I forgot what game it was, but they were talking about the Cowboys, and it was like, yeah, they just have a good core offense. They can throw, run, and pass, and catch. And I was like, well, I know Dak can kind of throw, and Ezekiel Elliott can run, but I was like, who's on there catching?
Who the hell can catch?
Who catching on that team? And then I was like, oh, yeah, Amari Cooper. Like, he got traded first-round picks. He was part of that whole Raiders looking for first round picks, trading everybody.
Yeah, Raiders went savage mode this season.
They should have tried to trade their quarterback too.
Should have.
They should have. They should
That's
have.
the next thing they have to do. That fool has too much money. They might as well just get rid of him.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking. I was like, if you're gonna trade, you traded Mac and you traded Cooper. Why not trade? Just completely start all over.
Yeah. It's not like Derek Carr's that good. So
well, he had one good season.
before he died,
That leg just. Then after
he's
that,
trash now.
yeah, he's part of the reasons why the Razors not good. Are they where are they playing? Are they playing in Oakland this year, or are they moving to somewhere else before they go
I
to
think
Vegas?
they have maybe are doing one more year in Oakland, and then they're gonna go to Las Vegas.
Okay, I thought next season was the year they're going to Las Vegas, but
That's what I thought too. But then it doesn't seem like there's any news about it. I feel like there would be more. I don't know.
like a farewell tour.
Yeah, or something like that.
There probably was. It's just that the people in Oakland are probably pissed off because they're losing all their teams.
That's true.
The Warriors are moving to a new arena that they're working on. And if I remember correctly, that new Warriors arena, if from the on the blueprints from an aerial view, if you look it down at it from the sky, it's built like a toilet.
What?
I'll show you the picture, but I'm pretty sure the blueprints, it looks like a toilet bowl. Seriously, like the blueprints of the Warriors arena looks like a toilet.
Man, they're crazy.
Which is fitting, because how many more years we got with this Warriors team? And after this Warriors team is over, they're gonna be ass. It's gonna be fitting that they built. It's good. Yeah, it's gonna be fitting that they built the toilet bowl there, because this Warriors team is gonna be the shit.
What a shit, man.
Yeah, we the shit though, literally and figuratively. Like the owners of the Warriors always say that they're forward thinking and they're always 2 steps ahead of the game. I was like, you know what? You're right. Because after KD leaves this summer, Sacramento, Draymond is already looking like he's regressing. Like, he's just getting old. Steph, he's got what, 5 more years at 4 or 5 more years. Clay, 4 or 5 more years, and then whew.
Clay has about 100 dribbles left in his career.
I was actually thinking that Clay doesn't really even play basketball.
No.
When you think about it, Clay doesn't even play basketball really. Like all he does is like he shoots, yeah, and he stands in front of people.
He doesn't really play basketball.
He really doesn't. I mean,
that's why he's trash, bro. Number 1 trash player in the league.
That's all he does. Yeah, he's just like, oh, hey, everything he does is off ball, and then he just plays
Everyone
defense.
made a big old deal. He's like, oh, he scored whatever 40 points on 4 dribbles. I was like, man, that's trash.
Everybody said that was beautiful basketball.
Fuck that, bro.
See, now this is why we need G to be here to defend that beautiful basketball.
There's no defending that, bro. It's just too easy. It's pointless.
It's just beautiful basketball, man. That's what it is.
That's why when people act like, oh, if Klay Thompson was on another team, he'd be good.
No.
It's like, how you know that when that fool dribbles it 4 times a game?
Yeah, that's a little crazy. Like like I would say about 87% of Klay's shots are off catch and shoot.
Yeah.
Or passes. Like I don't know if it's 87%, but if you look at like how much his passes are or how much his baskets are assisted on, I think it'll be like a super high number to the point where it's like, could you really give this guy the ball in the fourth quarter and say win me the game? You could pass it to him and say win the game, he'll win you the game, but like
they're gonna try to like give him an ISO play and he's gonna dribble it more than twice and be like, what do I do now?
He's gonna be like, whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa. This NBA's hard.
This is new territory.
This is hard. So you'll never see. Actually, you'll never see. I don't think Clay. That's why Clay will never leave the Warriors. And if Steph left the Warriors and went to Charlotte, I bet you Clay will follow right behind him.
Clay said, "I'm going to Charlotte too."
I'm going to Charlotte too. I always wanted to play for Steph's home. Steph's gonna be like, I always wanted to go home and play. My dad played there. It mean a lot to me to go home. And then Clay would be like, it would mean a lot for me to play for Stephen Curry's home. So I mean, yeah, Clay. I actually respect him just because he's a shooter, and but he's having a down year this year. And you know who else is having a down year this year? The boy Draymond Green.
good. He's
Mister
trash too.
Mister Backpack himself. Now, could you imagine if he was on another team? Oh my gosh! Now that would be crazy.
Is he going into a contract year?
I don't know. I think either. Actually, I feel like maybe this year or next year.
That's gonna be crazy. Someone's gonna pay him fat to do nothing on their team.
Bro, like that's crazy. That's crazy.
And then when he does that thing, everyone will be like, "Oh, he's what makes the team go." Though.
Yeah,
Like, he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, bro. Like Draymond, like I don't know. It's just you know what the thing is. The Warriors are just not as intimidating as they once were. They're really not. Like, cause like the Kevin Durant came out and said it that a lot of teams are catching up to them. Like, granted, they're still the best team. They have the most talent.
Yeah.
But there's a lot different feeling than it was in like 2016 or like when they first got KD. Like when they first got KD, it was just like, oh, there's nobody that's gonna be able to compete with him, and that was true. And this year, they're still better than everyone else.
No one should be able to compete with them.
At the end of the day, the playoffs is about star power. But like right now, it's just still like the teams are catching up. Like if they didn't have KD if KD wasn't on the Warriors, the Western Conference would be a whole different like.
It would be so much more ridiculous.
Yeah, it would be so wide open because KD would go to a team and make a team good. You would still have the Warriors. The Rockets would be up there. The Nuggets would be up there. You know, it would just be crazy. So I just hope KD goes to the East and Kawhi stays on the Raptors. Because I've been hearing a lot of talk about how they both are going to end up on the Clippers. And as a team in the Pacific Division, we really don't need
that.
We do not need that.
They'll be playing against KD and Kawhi,
mm-hmm.
4 times a year?
Yeah, then we're playing against the Warriors 4 times a year.
Warriors 4 times a year, and then LeBron 4 times a year.
LeBron and Anthony Davis 4 times a year.
Oh.
And then, then the Phoenix Suns, they're going to get it. They're going to get it someday.
They are.
Someday they got a lot of young talent. They're like we were last year.
They got Kelly Oubre, and I thought that was actually pretty good.
Man, I like Kelly Oubre when he was on the Wizards, I mean. And then after he did that to us, I don't like him no more. I really like Kelly Oubre, man. And he did that to us. They beat the Nuggets.
I know. They're actually, like, doing good.
And Kelly Oubre got off, too.
I know.
There was all that talk about getting Otto Porter Jr. We should have went after Kelly Oubre.
For real, we probably wouldn't have had to give up anything. We probably could have traded like Costa Koufis.
Yeah, could have probably got Koufis, and because they're looking to get off from under contracts. We could have gave them some expiring contracts, saved them some money, and then we could have been super young and still super nice, and we would have had a small forward. And Justin, dude, one day we got to have a Kings centric podcast because there's a lot to talk about as far as like Kings, or there's a lot of things I want to talk about as far as Kings because I've been watching the last few games like always, and the young boys, the young bigs down there, they're hooping. It's getting to the point where it's pretty close. You kind of got to let them go and let them play like 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Like seeing Harry Giles, like his passing, like he's like the key to our half court sets. So I'm excited. I'm excited for those two. I can't wait to see like Marvin Bagley and Harry Giles get 30 plus minutes a game. They actually rebound.
Rip Willie.
Like no, and when I say rebound, like they're both like going after the same board. Like they compete against each other to get boards. I was like, I hadn't seen that the whole season. There was one where, because Giles, he goes after every rebound. The people on our team have to fight him for rebounds. Like there was one where Fox went up and grabbed it, and he had it, and he ripped it. He ripped the ball out of Fox's hands. And I was like, I almost cried because I hadn't seen something like that the whole season. And there was another instance where Marvin and Giles went up there and grabbed it at the same time. And then our announcers Doug Christie and Grant Napier was super happy, and they were like, "Oh, you should give Marvin Bagley and Harry Giles 0.5. We should do it like Sacks. Do it like Sacks because they're both going after those boards." But that's how we do.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get off the King stuff. Let's get to the real news. So one of the topics that I really want to talk about is Kyler Murray,
the quarterback,
the Heisman winner. What he play for Oklahoma or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma? Kyler Murray. He signed a $5 million contract with well, or
The
he
eighth?
the A's. I don't know if he signed it or did he agree to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that he's on the A's. I didn't know if he signed a contract or
Yeah,
not.
he hasn't signed a contract, but he has. But it is, I think he agreed to something like that. So, but there's reports saying that he's going to go to the NFL. Um, what do you think he should do, or what would you do in his situation?
Play baseball. You have a longer career, and your head won't get effed up.
I agree with you. I don't even know why that would be even a discussion, especially after what happened in the, especially what happened in the football playoffs.
Yeah, he's just too small.
That's what I
So
think too. Defenses are only gonna get better once you get to the pros.
plus, I mean, he could do the whole thing that what Bo Jackson did. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did the baseball, and he
Yeah, when
was
he
on the
got
Raiders.
drafted by the team he didn't want, he's just like, "Zoop, I'm gonna go play baseball instead."
Well, but like I agree with you. Like there's way more money in baseball.
There
Like
is like, I mean, I guess it depends on how good he is at baseball,
no, it don't
uh,
matter.
but like, dudes can have freaking like 17-year careers doing nothing but getting paid
Hmm.
like big paychecks. And it's
Yeah,
like that's just it's better. It's just better.
yeah. I was watching first. I was not first take undisputed. I was watching a clip on YouTube, and Shannon Sharp was talking about this topic, and he said that like there was a player in baseball that wasn't really good, but he made more money than Peyton Manning did.
Mm.
So that guy, I forgot his name. He wasn't as good at in baseball. He wasn't as good in baseball as Peyton Manning was in football. And we all know Peyton Manning, what 3 or 4 time champion, all these stats, everything, great quarterback. You know, Peyton Manning had to do all this to get this level of money, and this guy had to do not so much to get that level of money. So we don't
It's that
know.
longevity,
It
bro.
is. We don't know how good Kyler Murray is at baseball. He's good enough that he can get a contract or get an agreement from the A's. I'll give him that. So why not just at worst you got $5 million?
I don't know. And then I don't know how the NFL works, but I feel like you probably get $5 million over your first 4 years or something.
Yeah, those contracts are boo boo.
They got some dookie ass stuff.
And who knows when he's getting drafted?
I know.
What is he? Is he gonna be like a Russell Wilson type quarterback?
Bro, I don't know. I just know in one of the games that I watched, or whichever the playoff game where they lost, that dude really looked like he was like 5'6".
Yeah, it was. I think it was. They played Clemson, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I think they played Clemson, and Clemson ate him up. But no, yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to baseball. Contracts are longer. There's more money. I'm going to any sport where the contract is guaranteed.
Like in baseball, they're signing like 10-year contracts.
10 years, 250 million,
Yeah, they get paid stupid fat in baseball.
and they're like, all right, you're out of shape. Just sit on the bench, man. We'll figure something out, bro. You do you, bro. Like, come on.
And like, how does baseball have that much
Money.
contracts when, like, really, I feel like it's the third sport people pay attention to.
I agree.
I just don't know baseball as well as I used to, but maybe hella people follow it still, and I just don't realize it.
I think yeah. I think a lot of people do like baseball. I think at this moment, I think football is king.
Yeah.
Now I would say honestly, I would say baseball is in second place in America, and basketball is slowly coming. Because
I thought basketball was at second at this point.
I thought it was too, but just the amount of money that baseball is able to dish out, and they have more players on the team. Whereas basketball, I don't know. I agree with you. I think, but basketball would at least be second
But baseball's been dishing out fat contracts.
forever. I
And
think
if football makes the most money, but they pay them I feel like they pay their guys the worst.
well, that's because that's just the players. Their players suck during the collective bargain agreement. I don't know. It's kind of funny because football players spend the most time in college. So you think they would be a lot smarter You know what I mean? Like all the basketball players. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. I'm just on the outside looking in. I'm unqualified. I'm uneducated, right? But at a minimum, football you got to stay in college for 3 years, right? Three,
Yeah.
4 years. Three. No, mostly it's 4 years. Usually guys stay 3 years if they win a championship. They win a Heisman. They do enough to solidify their draft stock. They leave early, but most guys are staying 4 years. What are you doing, bruh? Maybe some of y'all should study up law or something.
Yeah,
Collective.
maybe they should actually pay attention in the classes that they're getting for free.
Exactly. Whereas
They're
in
over here crying about not getting paid in college. It's like, dude, you don't have to pay for college.
don't worry about not getting paid in college. You should worry about what happens when you get out of college
Yeah.
because you're not really getting paid in the NFL either. Because like, look at all the basketball players are one and done, man. But they're able to argue and negotiate better, where their contracts are all guaranteed. They're getting they have so much money, they have so much power, all this other stuff. Where that's why I say I don't understand why NFL players can't do the same. Because
I don't know. Le'Veon Bell tried, but
that's because they don't have a good collective bargaining agreement. It's all in favor of the owners. Like I think the NBA right now is 50-50. Like the revenue share, everything, power is 50-50. And I don't know what the breakdown in the NFL is. I don't really follow baseball, and I don't really hear people in baseball complaining. Probably because they just get paid too much to complain. Like, those guys their contracts are already set up nice. So I don't know. I just think that NFL needs to work on their collective bargaining agreement, and Kyler Murray needs to go to where like he has the talent to play in both leagues. Go to the league that makes you the money.
mm-hmm.
Be smart. Be smart about it. Don't go with your passion. Go, because you could always, bro. You could always join like a flag football team.
That's right, bro.
You could for like free. You can make up your own flag football team for free. But you know what you can't do? You can't get a $5 million contract from the A's when you got a broken spine or your leg breaks or you tear your ACL.
Ask Bo Jackson, bro.
Ask Bo Jackson, man. He should have just stuck with baseball.
Should have.
He should have just kept on breaking bats over his head.
Breaking bats over his head, running up outfield walls and stuff.
Yeah.
That dude was like a god in baseball.
I think he was the opposite. Where I think he was better in football than he was in baseball.
No, yeah, he was definitely better in football.
But like you said, longevity.
Yeah.
So much longevity. Oh my gosh, what's that? I think somebody died. Somebody was just honking the horn. I feel like somebody like passed out and their head hit the horn. They just dropped and stayed there. It's almost like, should I go out there? But I was saying, man. I lost all train of thought on that. But Kyler, go to baseball, bro. Oh yeah, about that contract issue. Like you're not a collegiate player if you get paid, right?
Right.
So you're fine until you collect money.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can sign the contract, but you just can't.
Yeah. Did he sign a contract or did they just offer it to him?
I think they offered it. He agreed. I think it's like how DeAndre Jordan did. First team, first option, Mr. First Option himself. I think there's something like that, conditional agreement. Because he got drafted in the MLB.
Everyone gets drafted in the freaking MLB, though.
I think I got drafted last week.
Probably. I think I did, too.
Like 4 weeks ago when they heard me give that baseball advice, they were like, oh, this guy knows how to. He knows.
I think every year I get drafted in like the 75th round of
MLB
draft.
I wish I can get that high.
Just because I'm half Japanese and they get me confused with like the Japanese talent.
It's like this dude's a baseball prodigy. Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. So that was the Kyler Murray advice we have. Go where the money is, go where the safety is. And you should probably listen to us. We usually don't get into people's business, but we're trying to we don't want to see this go wrong. We don't want 3 years down the line you have like CT. I don't want to go
for reals. We're just like the type of quarterback he is like a mobile running guy,
Mm-hmm.
and like he could run and pass. Just think about all the dudes who've been like that. Like RG3, dead.
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick,
Dead.
dead.
Cam Newton dies every season.
He does. So
He probably gets like 4 concussions a season.
So if he's trying to be like that, then go on ahead. You go to the MLB, you can be playing for 20 years, and you're still gonna at 20 years later, you're still gonna be like, huh, I
That's
can
true.
still walk.
That's true. Like, okay, let's say he never makes more than $5 million a year, but he has a 20-year career. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of money. But that's enough. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to us if you want. But that's our advice to you. All right. So, you brought this up on one of the podcasts. I forgot what episode it was, but the name of it was like Jimmy Butler beef with Joel Embiid, I think, or whatever. And you called out Jimmy for being what did you say?
He's a plague, bro.
That was the one.
He's a freaking plague.
You called him a plague. You said he was the biggest plague. I remember now. You said he was the biggest plague in the league. I want to say you might be right here. Like, because reports, right? There was a reports I think last week that came out and said that Jimmy Butler is aggressively going against Brent Brown for his role in the offense. Isn't that a little surprising?
This dude's an asshole.
Is that okay? Like, it's a little. That surprised the hell out of me. Really, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
That didn't surprise me at all, bro.
Why not?
I just know it. I can just, you know what? I can just tell he's just that guy who just has to have it his way only. And if he's not getting it his way, he's going to throw his little hissy fit. And he's pissed because he thought he was going to be the number one option in Philadelphia. And then Philadelphia realized that, nah, we should probably let Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid be our cornerstones. And then Jimmy was like, I want the ball more. Pass me the ball more.
Dude, I figured after what went down in Chicago, I remember he had beef with him and Dwayne Wade had beef with the other players. And I think Rondo was kind of like protecting other players. And then he gets traded to Minnesota. Everybody knows how historically that was. And then he goes to Philadelphia. And this is all in a contract year. Like the Timberwolves to Philadelphia, all in the contract year. I'm thinking this dude is gonna just be quiet, make open jump shots, drive to the basket when needed, hit some clutch game winners every now and then, and try to get out the East. But that's not the case. He's challenging the coach in the offense. It's like, dude, the coach has been here longer than you. The offense has been here longer than you. Just make it to the end of the season.
I just don't understand why he's just constant. I swear every like 2 days I'll scroll through like my Bleacher feeds or like just random news feeds. Something about Jimmy Butler just pissing and moaning in Philadelphia or when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's just, oh my gosh. It gets on my nerves, man.
You know what? I've always respected Jimmy Butler. I've always liked Jimmy Butler. He was the anti-superstar. Like, he was going to guard the best player. He constantly got better every year. But, like, some of the stuff he says was crazy to me. Like, you know, in Minnesota, when he came out and said that the reason why there was that famous or infamous practice, the reason why he was on the third team, do you know what the reason why?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so apparently he goes to the practice facility and, like, he's working out or whatever. And then one of the coaches, and this is all off my top of my head, I can't really remember correctly, but it was something to the effect of that one of the coaches said, you're going to practice with the first string. And then Jimmy said, no, I'm not. And then one of the coaches said, well, you're here, so you're going to practice. And he said, no, I'm not. You can't tell me I'm going to practice. And then so he went to the third string. I thought that was so crazy that if you're not going to practice, why would you even show up?
I know.
You requested a trade. Don't show up. that to me that's crazy. I'm not gonna tell my boss and be like, "Hey, bro, I'm leaving." All right, unless Jimmy put in a 2 weeks notice. All right, you put your 2 weeks notice in and you work out your 2 weeks. But that's not how basketball works. You tell somebody you're gonna want to trade, then you're gonna get traded. Right? That's it. And that's probably one of the reasons why Thibodeau kept him because he said, I want to request a trade," and then he goes to practice. To me, that when you do something like that, that means that you're just a kid, just wanting attention.
It's the truth, man.
And
That's
in the end, I
he
just
just
think
wants to be. Yeah, he just wants to be a star.
he just wanted the he want. I feel like Jimmy would have stayed in Minnesota and played with Wiggins and Towns and been fine with how whatever type of attitude towards winning they had if they gave him the money. I feel like he realized they weren't going to give him the money. That's when he started throwing fits and talking about honesty. But you might be right, and then time will. He can't go to a fourth team and do this, can he?
Oh, he can, and I'm sure he will.
I can't see that happening. Like he's, I guess, like he's a B level star, right? He's not. He's a B level. I'm not. I think he's in the there's the LeBron tier where there's like 6 players in that tier. Then there's like the lower tier where there's like the second tier has like your Russell Westbrooks and your Kyrie Irvings, your James Harden, and then there's that third tier. He's in that third tier, right?
Yeah.
Or would you put him in the fourth tier? I think he's third tier.
Third tier. I would love to put him in the fourth tier.
I know you would. But yeah, he's in that third tier, and he wants to be in the first tier. And it's hard to be in the first tier because to be in the first tier, you gotta be LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis. I want to say, and Giannis right now.
Yeah.
Those are the 6. And depending on the night, and this is in quotes, depending on the night, how hot James Harden is,
yeah,
he's in that tier. And how engaged Russell Westbrook is towards winning and not just collecting triple doubles, I could put Russ in there. Those two are like on the outside looking in. And after what James Harden did last year and what he's doing right now in absence of Chris Paul, I'm putting James Harden in that top tier. So those are their 8 players that are like on that. They're 5-star players. And then the next level, you got your Kyrie Irvings, Joel Embiid's, those guys, that probably can be at that top level, but just aren't there. Jimmy's not at that second level or the top level, so it's kind of frustrating to hear somebody do all these things when even if you do these things for him, it's not gonna they're not gonna win.
Yeah, I just don't think he's ever gonna be happy. I don't know.
I don't know how you make this dude happy because the next thing now is what it's looking like. Now it's looking like it's gonna be the Kyrie and Jimmy Butler in New York.
Rip.
It's gonna be Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, injured Porzingis, which I don't think he's ever gonna play again.
He's just gonna get pissed off there too. Then
I don't know. I'm low on Porzingis. I don't really think he's a winner. After I forgot, was it last year? Well, he got hurt last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 games into the season last year, that fool said, "I'm tired." They said something about his role in the offense, and he said, "There's a lot on my shoulders. I'm tired." I said, "What? This is like his 3rd year in the league?" I was like, "It's only 20 games in the season. My man hasn't been to the playoffs yet. The summer just ended, and my man's tired." I was like, "Yo, I've never heard anything like that." Willie wouldn't even do something like that.
He might.
Willie wouldn't say he's tired. Willie would say, "I'm as good as Porzingis." That's what Willie would do.
Yeah.
Willie would say something crazy like this, or he would say, "I don't watch film."
He said, "What?" He says, "Why don't I get paid as much as Karl Anthony Towns? I'm just as tall as him."
Exactly. That's what Willie said. That's what Willie would do. I'm just as tall as him.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I may be even taller. Oh, shit. But he wouldn't say I'm tired that early into the season. So, Yeah, but he is still a talent. And if the Kings was like, "Hey, we're going to trade for Porzingis," I'd take his tired ass on the squad,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I'd root for him like I'd root for any other of our players. So, Lottie, make it happen. Make it happen. I don't think he's going to do it, but he can make it
Nah,
happen.
Vladdy will never do it. He never does anything that we want, bro.
But anyway, let's move on to another seemingly. We're going to move from one disgruntled superstar to the next disgruntled superstar. And Kyrie Irving. Kyrie was pissed off the other night.
I know, man. There must be some shit going down in Boston, man.
Okay, so because earlier in the season when they were really struggling, Kyrie said, "I wish that we had a veteran on this team that's been through battles and been through wars that can really keep this team steady." Now, we talked about this earlier, and you said he was that veteran.
Yeah, I know. That's just like, why would you say something like that when? Well, I guess I mean they have Al Horford, who's kind of been through that kind of stuff, anyways.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of disrespectful to Al Horford. And then himself going through like finals, he made it to the playoffs. He battled through finals. How are you gonna not address yourself as a veteran who's gone through stuff who can steady the team? That's like a cop out, man.
It is weird. It almost reminded me of when LeBron was like, "We need more playmakers on the team," and Kyrie's on Kyrie Irving's. He's like, "We need a point guard," and I was like, "Isn't Kyrie your point guard?" So now he's LeBron James and himself. He's like, "We need a veteran," and I'm like, "Isn't Kyrie that veteran?" And then don't get me wrong, like I like Kyrie. Kyrie's one of my. I enjoy watching Kyrie, so I'm bashing on him, but that's because here at Unqualified and Uneducated, we keep things objective. One of the things I hate is when a person's a fan of a player and they dismiss any of their faults.
Oh yeah, that's trash, bro.
Like they could do like freaking Anthony Davis could go burn down a hospital, and then people would be like, "Well, Anthony Davis, he puts up 20 and 15 though." Like, come on, man. You gotta if they do good, they do good. Congratulate them. If they do bad, you gotta call them out for it. But in Boston, like, do you like what you're seeing? What's going on? You got Kyrie getting mad at Gordon Hayward after they lost to Magic. And then you got the issue with Jaylen Brown. It's probably not an issue that much anymore. They probably been squashed it, but they had that little Jaylen Brown and Marcus Morris thing. On top of that, do you see issues? Do you see this lingering, or do you think Brad Stevens can fix it?
I bet he could fix it. Plus, I mean, at least it shows that they care, that they want to win. If they're getting pissed off about losing and all the stuff that's going down, but I mean, he should be able to handle losing a game by a point or like on a buzzer beater. If it's a bad play, it's a bad play. It happens. Move on to the next one. Instead of freaking griping about it. That's what I think. I just like people. They get so pissed so easily.
I know, it's like we're still in January.
Like, chill out, bro.
I think they're fifth in like the conference, isn't they? Aren't they?
Maybe they are, but like
Let me see. Let me look
they're
them
good
up.
enough where it really shouldn't matter. Like if they end up at the bottom half of the playoffs, then who cares? They're gonna play the teams they were gonna have to play no matter what, and gonna have to win a 7-game series. So
Yeah,
if you make the playoffs, just be happy.
yeah, I see what you're saying, but like how it is right now in the East, man, they could get kicked out in the first round because
They get kicked off in the first round. How they're playing, anyways.
I mean, but yeah, but what would you rather do? They're fifth right now. What would you rather do? Play the 76ers in the first round, or play the Pistons or the Hornets in the first round?
76ers.
You're crazy. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. The East is not bad, man. You got the Raptors, Bucks, Pacers, 76ers, and Celtics. I just think I think he's frustrated because they should be higher in the standings. But the Bucks and the Raptors and the Pacers are really rolling.
then Kyrie needs to step up and be a freaking veteran for his team.
Yeah, I agree. You got to be the vet. He is the vet. He's the champ. He's the only champion on that team.
Yeah,
He knows what it takes.
Al Horford knows what it takes in college.
Oh yeah. Al Horford knows what it takes in the playoffs too. That was an OG squad. Him and Corey Brewer and who was the third guy?
Joe Kim, bro.
Joe Kim Noah. That
Joe
fool.
Kim.
That fool was crazy.
God squad, bro.
That fool was crazy. That's the definition of the goon squad. They're crazy. Quick question. Does it matter that the East pretty much has the better teams? Does it matter? Record wise?
Nah.
Because the Raptors.
Whenever the East versus the West in the playoffs, in the finals, they'll just lose no matter what. So
I like the Raptors' chances this year though.
I'd love to see the East win.
I like the Raptors against the Warriors this year. I don't think they're gonna beat them, but I think they push. I think they could push the Warriors to 7 games.
Yeah, they have the personnel to play the defense and the superstars to kind of hold the team together. So it would be a cool series.
Yeah, I like that. Well, like, man, like I said earlier, I wish the Raptors would trade for Anthony Davis, because if they traded for Anthony Davis, that would keep Kawhi and Anthony Davis out of the West.
Mm.
And then hopefully Kyrie and KD team up on the Knicks. It would just make my life a whole lot easier. So let me see. So what else do we?
Anthony Davis to the Raptors.
I think they have what it takes. They throw in first rounds. Pascal Siakam, that's the dude's balling. OG, they got to throw in OG Anunoby. Who else they got? They got a lot of guys on that team that are good. So you got Pascal, you got OG. Those are 2 young players. Some first round picks. Fred VanVleet.
But then it's like they're not going to have anyone else left.
That is true.
I think the Raptors are good because of their depth.
That is another thing that's true. At this point, if they were able to trade for Anthony Davis, I really wouldn't care about the Raptors anymore because they're in the East.
That's true.
I'm just trying to figure out ways that we don't have to play the Clippers, the super duper Clippers 4 times a year, when we're already losing to them right now, when they're just the overachieving Clippers. Could you superstar Clippers? I don't want no parts of that.
Nah.
I thought when Blake Griffin left, I was like, man, we'll finally be able to beat the Clippers. Nope, not at all. No. So I'm just trying to figure out ways to help us out. All right, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get to the Midseason Awards?
Yeah. Nick Collison getting his jersey retired, first player in OKC history to get the jersey retired.
Dude, I don't even remember him playing.
I don't think he's played for the last 5 years.
Longer than that, man.
I just think that's so dope, bro.
He's
a nobody, but his jersey's getting retired.
Yeah, he's got the Udonis Haslem. Him and Udonis Haslem got the loyalty award.
Yeah.
They've been on the same team forever. I don't think I've seen Udonis Haslem play since 2010. before LeBron and them got there, that was the last time I saw him play.
I think you're right.
And the same thing with Collison. I feel like when Perkins got there, that's the last time I saw him play. And that was in 2011.
Yeah, and then that fool was just sitting there.
And he was still getting paid too.
Yep.
But
I just think it's dope that he got his jersey retired.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Collison. Like you said, he's the first person ever, right?
Yeah.
The first Thunder. He's seen it all. He saw he was there before KD got there, before Russ and James got there. He was there before they moved.
He was on them Sonics.
He was a Sonic. He was one of the last Sonics.
That's crazy.
What they should do is when they bring back the Seattle Supersonics, they should sign him to a contract
They
Have
should just name the stadium after him.
the Nick Collison Arena.
The Coliseum.
Ooh, the Nick Coliseum. I actually like that.
We gotta coin that term so we can make some money off of it.
All right, putting it out there. We got the Nick Coliseum. We got a bunch of stuff that we need to trademark so people don't try to steal. Because I feel like, I'm just saying, there's some things that we sell in this podcast, and I'll be watching like First Take and Undisputed and all these other debate shows, and I'll be like, we said that like a month ago. Allegedly. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just saying allegedly. We said that a month ago, and they're kind of, hitting on what we're saying. So somebody's out there watching. One of those videos,
Stephen A.
yeah, one of those videos got 134 views on there. Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. watched it 130 times.
That was him trying to get his stats up. He's trying to get his facts straight for his debate show. I'm just saying, man. One of y'all been watching. So I respect that. So all right. So I'm gonna pull up the awards. We're gonna do the Midseason Awards.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, did you care anything about the All-Star voting?
Nah. I always hate All-Star voting. Like DeMarcus Cousins is 10th in votes right now, and that fool hasn't played 1 minute. So
Yeah, that was crazy. Like,
I'm over that crap. Bro.
Yeah, and I think Luka Doncic is an All-Star, but I don't think he should be a starter.
No, I hate the All-Stars.
That's because the whole country of Slovenia is voting for that fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And maybe even some Spain. But like that whole Eastern Europe area is all voting for him. So there's no way that he's not going to be a starter. But I just felt like that's what I kind of want to talk about. There's like issues where like Dwayne Wade's going to be in the All-Star game. He doesn't deserve to be.
So trash,
that's stupid to me. Dwayne Wade should not be an All-Star.
No,
I don't believe in like nepotism. Like if you're qualified, you get the job. This like, oh, you're retiring. I've talked to people that they're like happy that he's being an All-Star and they say that it's good. Like All-Star games are already trash. You don't want to see like a dude that can barely play trying to run up and down the court.
Yeah, I hate that it's like how it's set up where just whoever gets the most votes. I think like when Kobe's last season, he got voted into the All-Star game. And I still was just like, why?
Yeah, I didn't like that. But he gave him didn't he give him a spot?
Maybe. I don't remember really.
I feel like he gave his spot to DeMarcus, I want to say. Something like that. Something like that happened. But all right, so let's move on to the Midseason Awards. MVP. You want to start at the top or the bottom?
Bottom.
Okay, what's the bottom award? Coach of the Year?
Top. Just go top.
All right, let me just look up NBA awards. Let me get it. That was a dumb question. I should have asked that unless I really knew what it was. You thought I actually had the bottom? Like
I was ready, bro.
Oh, hold on, that's a video.
Would it be a Rookie of the Year? Is that the bottom?
No, I think the bottom is like Executive of the Year.
Okay, let's do that then.
Executive of the Year. Who's your Executive of the Year?
I have the Raptors. Just because if you're able to pull, or I guess the Raptors or the Lakers coach, or Lakers office, whatever.
Okay, so
just because it usually goes to whoever was able to pull like a fat move.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, I think it would have to be the Raptors. The only thing with the Lakers, any type of acquisition with LeBron, like honestly, has nothing to do with the GM.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's just whatever LeBron's gonna do, he's gonna do it. So I agree with that Raptors one.
Yeah, Raptors because they got Kawhi and then they're actually like good. So.
And then let's do one like you're legit and one sleeper. So
like a sleeper exec.
Yeah. Like I agree with you. I'm gonna go Raptors. And then my sleeper would be, I would say, my sleeper, I got a tie. I got a tie between the OKC general manager for Executive of the Year because he resigned. He was able to convince Paul George to stay. got Dennis Schrodinger from the Hawks. Got I think they got because I don't Ferguson was on the team last year.
Yeah, he was.
Ferguson was.
Yeah, he just didn't play.
What about Chuck Diallo? Chuck Diallo wasn't on the team last year.
No, yeah, that dude got.
He got drafted, so he drafted Chuck Diallo.
He got drafted this last year.
He signed Nerlens Noel. So he made some pretty good moves, and they're pretty good right now. And my other one, Vlade Divac, bro. He brought in some pieces that were instrumental, and we turned this thing around. That's my sleeper.
We can't say sleeper for the Kings every time because I'm going to say that every time.
That was my whole plan. We
just give the Kings argument for each of those.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do
the Kings argument. Okay, but my sleeper is I gotta say it's gotta be the Mavs, bro.
The Mavericks.
I think just getting Doncic and how he's kind of running that franchise and how big he is right now.
Yeah.
I think that might be a sleeper.
Okay, so I wouldn't agree with you if he just drafted him. But they actually made the trade.
They made moves.
They
bro.
finessed the Hawks out of Luka.
So, the Hawks are idiots.
You know what's so funny? Like everybody's roasting the Hawks for not drafting Luka, and they're not going after us. Like I'm reading comments and everything, and they're all roasting the Hawks for that trade. They're not going after us. And I thought we would get more backlash for not drafting Luka.
No, it's because people expect the Kings to do stuff like that.
Dang.
You already know that's why, bro.
Dang, man. That's a freaker around.
They're like, yeah, that makes sense. It's the Kings.
Damn, man. Okay, you're right. They got me. Okay, let's see. All right, so after that, Coach of the Year.
Oof.
Because there's a lot. And then even for my fight for the Kings pick, he could legitimately be a Coach of the Year.
No, that's what I was thinking, like, just because of the turnaround. But then
Mike
I
Malone.
probably want to say, like, my sleeper would probably be, like, Doc Rivers.
Okay, so let's...
Just because, like, they're doing so good, and nobody thought that was a thing.
Let's do a top 5 because like
there's some good options out there.
Because like look, we got the Bucks coach. He turned the Bucks around. I think Budenhauser. So we got Budenhauser, right? Then we got Mike Malone for the Nuggets.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
They didn't even make the playoffs last year.
They just look ridiculous.
Yeah, all their players, they haven't even really been healthy this year, and they're sitting at the top of the conference. He might win it, I think, because they like to give it to winning teams.
Yeah.
So there's Mike. Mike might win it, like you said. Doc Rivers is in there.
Yeah.
I think we're legitimately in that top 5. Jaeger completely changed the team around from like a slow moving team. Like I saw a stat that said that the Kings, we won our 22nd game against the Hornets in March. And then this year, we won our 22nd game against the Hornets last night.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And then...
no, I definitely think that Kings are easily in that conversation.
Easily. And then the 5th one, do you like... What do you think about like a pick for like maybe the Pacers? No, I'm thinking like any surprising teams. Like you say, like the Pacers or like the Brooklyn Nets. Maybe they've been playing pretty all right.
It's just weird because usually they give Coach of the Year to like the best record. So then probably like the Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors. That new coach integrating Kawhi.
Who their coach is.
Yeah, integrating. I think it's like Nick Nurse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. So that Coach of the Year was too hard for me, so I like that top 5.
Yeah.
Let's see. Most improved player. All right, my sleeper for most improved and my most improved player are the same person. And I don't even feel like I'm not going to do a top five. I'm just going to say my guy, our guy, De'Aaron Fox is the most improved player in the league.
Yeah, like we talked about this at the beginning of the season, who we thought, and then it was like, I know my argument was it's his second year, but now, dude, just seeing him and like everybody's respecting his game too now. So it's just like people know that he's gotten so much better. I can easily see him being top 3 and like voting, because I don't know how it works. Like, because sometimes they put out like the votes cast or something, right?
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
I mean, so I could see him in the like top 3 of getting most improved. I'd love him to get most improved player because I think he deserves it.
Yeah. Because like
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I see. That's why I agree. I agree with you. And in the beginning of the season, you kind of changed my mind on it because you said he's a second year player. He should have got better. And like I was like at the time, I was like, you know what? You're right. You know, most improved is like when a decent player becomes like an all-star or something like that. Or
yeah, like what Oladipo did.
Yeah, when they make that jump, when you make a jump. But you know, for Fox, it's just like you said, like he improved. He has improved in every category of basketball from last year. Like it wasn't just like, oh, he's scoring more this year. You know, he wasn't just that. Like he's like passing more. He's getting more assists. He's scoring more. He's better defensively. He's getting more steals.
Shoot threes.
He can shoot threes now, and you're like, okay, yeah, I won't leave him open from 3. You know, he's controlling the game. He's going at guys, and he's part of he's the linchpin of our offense of why it moves so fast. And when you're like, that makes him, honestly, I don't want to just, it might be a little early to say that, but that makes him a franchise player in my book.
Yeah, they literally like made the offense suited towards how he plays.
Yeah, he is the offense in a good way.
They changed the team to make it so it was better for him.
We didn't draft Luka Doncic because he would interfere with Fox controlling the offense.
Yeah,
so to me, he's a franchise player. And from going to like, I wouldn't call him a bust last year because I'm a Kings fan and I liked Fox from the jump. But people were saying that Fox wasn't that good. He's not going to be that good. Or he's just going to be a point guard that couldn't shoot, that can like go, that could run fast. You know, they were going to say he's a lesser version of John Wall. But, you know, he goes from like, you know, a middling rookie to a franchise player to me. May not be franchise in terms of like contract and like general like talent yet because he's still getting better. He's only 21.
Yeah.
But as far as like the responsibilities of a franchise player, he is that guy. So
I just think like what you were saying last year, people were talking about, oh, I can't believe like he's a bust, like he's really not that good. Maybe they should have drafted someone else. So now this year, people are like, whoa, he might have been the steal of the draft. He might be the best player to come out of that draft class, and it's just like, obviously there is a huge improvement.
Oh yeah.
Like compared to other players, I don't even know like other players that would be in the category anyway.
You know, I could think of a couple, and another one is this one's actually my sleeper, Buddy Hield. He's actually on the same. Buddy Hield is actually a sleeper because my friend sent me.
Honestly, that would make sense because that dude has like his production's gone up so much more than it has last year.
In his draft class, you know, he's averaging the most points this year from his draft class. He's averaging over 20 points a game. There's nobody in his draft class that is doing that. And his draft class has Ben Simmons, Jamal Murray, and some other guys. I think Brandon Ingram. So he's scoring the most out of those guys. I'm not saying he's better than Simmons, but you know he's improved a lot. So I can see Buddy he's up in there. Honestly I can see Fox, Jamal Murray, Buddy Hield. I can see those guys.
Yeah.
There's probably
it's hard for me to even think of another player that's
Maurice Harrell from the Clippers. I think he'll
like doing good. Montrizzle.
Yeah, he's doing good. I think he's gonna be a most improved candidate. And you got to give the Clippers some love. They're playing really well.
Yeah.
They're kind of falling off. They were on top of the conference at one point. They're kind of like 6 now. That's why we're doing these. That's why we're doing these midseason awards right now, so we can give love to the guys that made it through the first half of the season. This is what this is about. So
The Clippers were the surprise of the first half of the season.
yeah, Clippers were the surprise, the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
Clippers and the Kings.
Yeah,
Bro,
it was the Clippers because I can't believe they stayed good for that long.
I can't believe them either. And then the Kings, everyone said we were going to get the first pick in the draft this year.
Even if we didn't have
Even if we did have it, we were going to get the first pick and give it to the Celtics. So I got to give the Kings some love. Okay, so those are the most improved defensive player of the year.
But honestly,
Don't even know.
I don't really know.
I don't even know.
But I would assume. What Gobert won last year?
Yeah, Gobert. I don't know,
So then Anthony Davis this year.
Anthony. Yeah, I got it. Well, see, that's the thing, though. You can't give them those. They can't give them those because they both aren't even in the playoffs yet. So it's like, yeah, you can be all the defense you want, but it's not even winning games. So I'm going to take that from him. I know
Or you know what? You know who could be a sleeper?
Who's
and
that?
I've just seen like a lot of articles on it recently. Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo, really? I'm gonna say yeah. I like that because he actually plays really good defense.
Yeah, like have you seen like it was like some stat for like the last 5 or 6 point guards he's played against, and it's like big names like Kemba was one of them, and honestly I can't remember the list, but like maybe Chris Paul, which is not so big, but he like held a majority of them to like making 1 or 2 shots out of however many they took, and like their field goal percentages were low. They had higher turnover rates, and I was like, that's actually pretty impressive.
I like that because I like Lonzo, and I feel like people sleep on him too much, and people hate him just because his dad too much.
Yeah.
But he gets a lot of hate for no reason. But he is a really good defensive player. I feel like he won't get that just because once you're on LeBron James' team, all the attention goes to LeBron.
That's so true.
So, like, I think for my defensive player of the year, I think it's going to be like, I can see Paul George. I can see Paul George winning it because of the steals. I think he has a bunch of steals. And then, these things, that's the thing, though. Like, I think Kawhi really probably should win it. Because Kawhi is still guarding the best wing on every team. And he's still playing like prolific defense. I don't know his numbers off the top of my head. It's just really tough. No one's really playing. I
haven't seen like a bunch on people playing like great defense. The only one was
Lonzo
Ball stuff. So
my sleeper for that would be De'Aaron Fox because every time he gets a steal on somebody, I yell first team all defense. So I got to keep that energy. So that was defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, Luka.
Yeah.
Not even. I don't
even think you could do a sleeper.
Not even a sleeper on that, man.
That fool's just gonna win it unless he gets injured.
Yeah, unless he gets hurt. But I mean, unless he gets hurt, and it's just based on a number of games.
Honestly, even if he gets hurt, he probably still would win it.
He would still have to. Like, yeah, he played enough. Yeah, sleeper would probably be Luka Doncic too.
Yeah.
He's
the sleeper is injured Luka
Doncic. Yeah. I like that. Our pick is Luka Doncic, and our sleeper is injured Luka Doncic. I like that so much, bro. Okay, so most valuable player at this point. Mine is James Harden. It was Giannis. Mine used to go Giannis, Kawhi, Jokic, and then I just had those are the only guys I was thinking about. But then James Harden is going on like a huge tear. Like I think he's like averaging like 35 plus a game or 40. I don't know what he's averaging, but it's crazy. And they're winning. They were like the second worst team in the West, and then now they're in the playoff picture now. They're like 7th now. Without Chris Paul, you know.
But that's the thing. Chris Paul's a plague to that team.
I know he is, but he's still talent. Like I think that helps, even though I think people still regard Chris Paul and like that top point, one of the top point guards in the
Yeah,
league.
they do.
So the fact that he's gone, that just helps James Harden's narrative even more. It
I'm gonna
just
have to stay with Giannis, bro.
it just depends on how high James gets.
I'm gonna have to stick with the Giannis.
I feel you on that. Like
The boy.
Giannis is still
Like they're still second in the East right
yeah,
now.
I agree. That's why like mine is James Harden. Mine's goes James Harden, Giannis, Kawhi, and Jokic. Gotta give
Also,
the
it's kind of hard for me to see James Harden winning it again,
yeah.
right? Back to back. Just because, like, wait, didn't he won last year, right?
Yeah, he won last year.
Just because what Steph did that, right? He won back to back.
Yeah.
But they were winning championships, or they're there in the finals.
Mm-hmm,
where
mm-hmm.
I can't see James Harden doing it if they didn't even make it to the finals last year. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but it is a regular season award though.
Yeah, that's true.
So the only thing with James Harden is like, in my heart of hearts, I feel like he should have, including last year's, he probably should have 3 MVPs. Because there was that first MVP that Steph got, I felt like that was James Harden's MVP because that team didn't have anybody on that team, and Dwight Howard got hurt that year, and I think they still had like a top record in the West. I think they were like top 3, but they gave it to Steph. 67 games. All right, Steph, best player on the best team gets the award. And then that year with Russell Westbrook, that could have gone either way.
Yeah.
They both had the stats, but I feel like James Harden's was way more efficient. So like, I think that James Harden could have won that one, and so he could and this one he won last year, and this year he could win. So I'm like, dang, James Harden, I could have had 4 MVPs, which is crazy to me.
That is crazy. It's just interesting that it's a regular season award. I wish they would include some playoff ideas to it, but
Yeah, that's the Finals MVP.
that's so stupid.
It is because it's like you can't be the only way to win an MVP in the finals is you have to win a championship because
You literally have to go to the finals and win.
I kind of like it because it's like obviously you can't be an MVP if your team didn't win because they could have lost without you. like that year when LeBron was I think it was like 20. It was the year that it was the first time he lost the Warriors, and they were like LeBron should have been the MVP, Finals MVP, even though they lost. And I was thinking, I was like, why would he be the Finals MVP? He didn't really do anything to change the game. If he didn't play, they would have lost. He played, they still lost. So it's like, what's the difference? So I think that's like the thought behind having the Finals MVP come from the team that won, because without you, that team would not win the finals. They would have not won the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like how in the last World Cup, when Argentina lost in the World Cup finals, but Messi got like the award for being the best player of the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's like obviously it's like okay, yeah, but you guys lost.
Yeah.
And you guys could have lost if he wasn't even playing. So it's like what are you saying? I guess there's that argument that they wouldn't have made it that far without him.
Yeah.
And that run was so great that you kind of have to give it to him. But I still just look at it like they would have lost. Like, even no matter how far you make it, you still lost. You still lost. So why do you deserve it if you guys lost? But that's just like kind of my thought process.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's weird. It's weird.
So I think we hit up all the awards.
Yeah.
I think
that's all of them. I don't think there's anything else except for like the most caring or most giving player or some crap like that.
Oh, the sportsmanship award.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody. Does anybody care about that stuff?
Nah.
All right, good. Because I don't think I can think of anybody. No one.
I don't know what they do, like what players are helping out the community and stuff. So.
I mean, because I only know like from guys on our team that do stuff. From like I know De'Aaron Fox has been bringing people from like the Cancer Society and stuff like that. He's been giving them tickets to the game and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what other teammates are doing or what other teams are doing. And I think there's like a teammate award. I don't know who wins that. Like, how do you gauge who's a good teammate from what you?
I know that's so awful.
Okay, I guess I think I always thought the citizenship award and the teammate award was like given by the team to their own players.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how all that crap works.
Because like I think so. Like, hold on, I had Wikipedia up and they said who won it last time. Let me see. Almost there. Yeah, teammate of the year Jamal Crawford won last year, or no, in 2013 he won. Why would they not? Well, why would they not have the most recent?
Maybe they haven't given that award out since 2013.
No. He won it. No, he won it 2017, 2018. Okay, then that was weird. Oh, I guess that's the year they started giving out the award.
Oh.
That's weird. So yeah, teammate of the year Jamal Crawford won that last year, and then Kimball Walker won the sportsmanship award last year. He's a 2-time winner.
Wait.
So that means he loses with grace. Because I've never seen Kimball win anything.
I wonder if that goes into his Hall of Fame resume.
He's 5-time sportsmanship of the year.
5-time most sportsmanship player of the year, 3-time teammate of the year.
Bro, that's horrible. I want none of.
2-time All-Star.
I want none of that. I don't want any of that.
2-time All-Star, 1-time runner-up to the finals.
That's horrible. And then they have the Lifetime Achievement Award. Oscar Robertson won last year. So
there's no way we can figure that crap out.
I mean, they've only given out it since 2017. We could. I mean, honestly, you could say anybody because Bill Russell won it, then Oscar Robertson won it. So it's just the next old guy, Kareem.
Yeah, probably the next one who's closest to dying, to be honest.
Kareem. Is either Kareem or they gotta give it to Wilt, bro. He's already dead.
Oh yeah.
His stats gonna be 20,000 women. He's 20,000. They're gonna be like, no, he had 25,000 points. They're like, nah, women. He slept with a woman for every point he scored. So after that game where he scored 100 points, he said, I gotta find 100 women.
Honestly, he probably did.
that's what he did. He said, every point, I'm gonna sleep with a woman.
That's crazy. They got too many awards, man.
We did them all, though. Whew. Well, so we pretty much hit all the topics that we wanted to. Talked about the Kyler Murray. Talked about the little NFL losers, mostly losers. We didn't really talk about the winners that much.
We should do a quick update. I'm pretty sure we started the pod and it was the Eagles 14, Saints 0. Right now, as of right now, at 4:07 on Sunday, I have to keep talking because it's not up yet. 17-14.
Ooh.
Saints.
Ooh. How's the boy Chris doing?
Trevor sent out a message in our little group thread, and he said, "Not looking good, Chris." And Chris said, "It's 3 points." So he's hurting.
That sounds like something that sounds like pain.
He's nervous.
They're gonna lose. False Magic ends tonight.
Yo, I saw something that said some article or some sports writer said, if I could choose any quarterback from any decade, like to be the guy, my go-to guy, it would be Nick Foles.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell?
No, really?
I swear.
Wow. Who was that?
Yeah, people are. I don't remember. I just know I saw that and then I was like, yoink, I'm out of here.
Smart move. There's nothing intelligent that would have came out of that article.
Yeah.
A 2-year run. That's it?
I don't know. Just
Barely a 2-year run? Like, when did Carson Wentz get hurt last year? Like, what, like 13th game?
something like that.
Yeah, so it's not even a 2-year run. And then, all right, whatever. They're crazy.
Yeah, they are.
So, well, back to cutting this off. Anyway, guys, stay unqualified, live uneducated, and we're out.